Welcome to Science from My Kitchen. So I wanted to start out by reviewing the plants that we have growing so far. So I planted a bunch of the grass seed, and we have a nice bunch of grass growing in this cup. And you can see, if we look down, you can see all the roots. You can see the roots growing with those grass seeds. The roots are diving down and the plants are growing up. Now, if you recall, I planted some tomato seeds that I had from my dinner, and they're doing really well too. You can see some of the roots from the tomato seeds too at the cup. I planted a couple of apple seeds, and I planted a seed from a clementine. Nothing's come up yet from that. I don't know if anything will. We'll put that aside. And lastly, I showed you the radish. I don't know if you see how big the stem from the radish, the stem with the leaf at the end. And if you look, I'm going to show you the roots. You can see how much bigger the roots got, how much longer the roots got on my radish. Soon, I'm going to need to plant my radish in some soil and see what happens, but we'll do that another day. Today, what I want to talk about is our focus question for today, which is, how can we make a new plant from an old one? And I thought our friend Poe could help us with this. This is Poe, our plant, and Poe is going to show us how we can make a new plant from an old one. So we're going to make what's called a cutting. So I'm going to get one of Poe's longer stems here, and we're going to talk about a plant structure called a node. So how many syllables in that word node? Node. Just one. Let's see if we can spell it. N-O-D. N-O-D. But what makes that O say its name? A quiet E at the end. N-O-D-E, node. And a node is a place on the stem where a leaf or a branch comes out. Again, a node is the place on a stem where a leaf or branch comes out. The place on the stem where a leaf or branch comes out is called a node. That's right. Today we're going to look at our plant Poe, and we're going to try to figure out where the nodes are on Poe. So we're looking for Poe's nodes. Do you see one? Well, here's a place where a branch or a stem comes out. Here's another place. These are both nodes. Look, do you see this right here? This is a node where a branch or a stem would have come out, but it sort of stopped growing. Again, here also. You see this little piece right here? But on the other side, the stem is coming out. There's another one. I see all these nodes on Poe. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a cutting. When people try to make new plants from pieces of stems from an old plant, the pieces are called cuttings. So what we're going to do to prepare our cutting to try to make a new Poe from the old Poe, I had to get some water because we need to grow a new Poe in water before it can be planted in the soil. If I just cut at the node and put it in soil, it would die because what is it missing? It's missing what it needs to drink up that water. Take a look at our radish. What does this radish need to grow before we can plant it in the soil? It needs to grow the roots, and so does Poe. If we look inside under the soil, Poe has lots and lots of roots. You can't see them because they're under the soil. But underneath the soil, Poe has lots and lots of roots. So we're going to take our scissors and we're going to give Poe a cut. Do you think this hurts, Poe? I don't think so. We're going to cut right there. And we're going to take this piece of Poe. This is a piece, and what we're going to do is we're going to put it in water. Now, I'm going to strip off the part where the leaves are. I'm going to strip that off carefully because we don't want the leaves to go underwater. Just the little nodes. There we go. So we're putting that in the water. I'm going to take another cutting, actually. I'm not going to just make the one because it doesn't always grow. So I just chopped another little piece of Poe. I'm going to put it right in there. So now we have 2 pieces of Poe. We'll see if we can grow a new Poe from that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a little calendar. Here I have an April 2020 calendar. And I'm going to write on today, we're going to write that we made a cutting. We made a cutting of Poe, the plant. We made a cutting of Poe. And we'll check in with the calendar and we'll see when Poe's roots start to grow, when the roots of the cutting starts to grow. So let's just talk again about the vocabulary that we learned today. The place on a stem where a leaf or branch comes out is called a node. A piece of a stem from an old plant used to make a new plant is called a cutting. So that is what we have done today. We have noticed Poe's nodes where the stem or the branch comes out, and we have made cuttings to try to get Poe. See, right here is where the cutting was made. We don't see any roots. We're going to see if we can get Poe, the new Poes, to form some roots so we can make new Poes from our old Poe. So we will continue on another day. Stay tuned to see how it goes with science from my kitchen. Have a wonderful day.